One of the key figures that helps put together the U.S. Army All-American Bowl every year is John Schmid. He's the Director of Player Personnel for the bowl game, also has a big role in the National Combine coming up in January, the top 500 juniors across the land. We got the best of the best here at FBU Top Gun, and Schmid, always good to see you. Another great camp here on this week.
Fantastic. It was, I mean, every year we try to, get the best of the best and bring some of the All-Americans back, but I think this year, once again, we topped the talent level from the other, 4 or 5 years combined. So we're excited.
From the top of the flow chart, a lot of these kids attended FBU regional camps and were selected, but there are always some diamonds in the rough too that may submit a video, the free agents, if you will, that may come in and impress an eye or two.
Right, no question. One thing we always say. We're not. A lot of people think we get them from all the big schools or, the major dominant schools. We'll get a kid from anywhere. Last year in the game, we had a kid that I think he had 200 kids in his whole school. And they were a combined program. So we're looking for. We're basically looking for the best 90 kids in the country, regardless of state, position, or size of the school. So, and here, every year, we discover kids in the past that, one kid that comes to mind, he's a kid that just graduated from Notre Dame, but he played in the game with Zeke Mata. I mean, he got drafted, but we really knew nothing about him, came to Top Gun, and, the rest was history. Yeah.
One of the interesting processes, this is like a recruiting trail from start to finish when you're putting together the game. So from the 2014 class upcoming in January, you've been researching them going back, what, a year, 2?
Yeah, I mean, it's actually now that we have the whole FBU pipeline and thing. We kind of have a we call basically our development squad, and it starts from the 6th graders that come to FBU, to our East Bay game, to our different combines we have, to the national combine. So the nice thing is a lot of these kids now that are coming in and we know are good players, we have a great relationship with, and want to continue with going to the FBU camps and playing, or going to the combine and then eventually playing in the Army All-American Bowl. So
well, that was no more evident than last year when we saw the first East Bay classes who played in the 7th and 8th grade games play in the U.S. Army All-American Bowl.
Right, and exactly. I mean, and then as far as this year, we have a couple more that'll come right off the bat. Is 2 guys that come to mind are Sony Michelle and then Todd Kelly Jr. from Tennessee. So, we have 2 guys right there. And then next year, we already have our eyes on guys that we know we're going to invite that are here this week in 2015 and 2016. Don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but now that we know the pipeline of better kids coming through FBU, now that it's cycled for, with the way we're doing it for now for 5 or 6 years, it makes it a little easier on us to identify the kids.
Well, this is only stage 1 of 2. We've got the top high school kids here wrapping up today on this 3rd day, and then the top youth players will be coming in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade into next week. What changes do you look to make yearly to Top Gun to maybe help identify a little bit more, or the process involved in finding that top line talent?
Yeah, well, I know one thing that's coming down the line, and I'm sure David Hill with our I-350s, kind of identifying guys regionally that are younger kids, and then getting them, come to camp, and then eventually come to Top Gun. So, and just 2 examples of guys we have here that were identified as younger the colleges are Dylan Moses, who has already 14 offers. We have Lindell Stone, who's just going to step into his freshman year, and he's already got an offer from UCLA. So by doing the camps, and Lindell was a kid that was at Top Gun last year, so by identifying younger with our staff and our scouts, it makes it easier on myself and Eric Richards when we do the selections for the game.
Great camp, great stuff as always. A gentleman and a scholar, John Schmid, Director of Player Personnel, U.S. Army All-American Bowl. Thanks for doing this, Schmid.
Thank you.